Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 69 of A Daily Dose of Donna, the Rooted in Wisdom series. Tonight, I'm talking about accept your own approval and escape the need for validation. So, this is something that I see all the time. And of course, today, something came up that I went, I think I'm going to talk about validation. So, validation, of course, is good, right? It's great for us all to get the feedback about how we're doing, right? How we're feeling and whatever those things are. But when we have this craving and this actual need to want approval and we can't make decisions or we kind of can't get through our day and complete a project or something without getting the okay from someone else, then that's where it can become a problem. So accepting our own approval. So there's our internal approval and then there's the external. So what I'm talking about is this need to have input from the outside world. So I'm on Facebook. In the social media world, it's like I'll post something about my new haircut, or not me. I don't do that, but we see, right? People posting things about my new car, my new haircut. I got this promotion. I got this, achievement, right? People post their achievements all the time on LinkedIn and on Facebook, and people are always on Instagram posting their, new whatever, or acting, all silly or whatever, to get people to do what? Give them some hearts, give them some likes. Oh, you're so amazing. And it's not that we shouldn't be letting people know what's going on in our world, especially as like being in business, right? It's great for people to know maybe your business got some kind of an achievement, right? That's social proof. That's great stuff. Or that you got some kind of certification, professional certification or whatever, and you want people to know those things because that adds your value in the marketplace. So I'm not talking about those kinds of things, although it's not that those are excluded in what I'm talking about either. What I'm really talking about here is our need for approval. So why do we even need this validation? So if you are finding yourself Alistair, but did you post a picture of your haircut today and ask everyone what they thought of your new haircut? Because you didn't send me a picture. But I'm sure it looks amazing on you. So, why do we seek this validation? Sometimes it's our lack of trust and confidence in ourselves. But often, what it really is that we're seeking belonging, right? And belonging is a core need. Like we have to have this belonging. We're always looking for community. It's why we're in community, on Facebook or on, different groups within Facebook or on LinkedIn and groups and, within our family unit, within the community that we live in, right? Why we volunteer in different organizations. It's that need to belong. So, but what to take that further or a little deeper even, what I'm talking about here is our need to always be needing approval. And that often is coming from a gap that was not fulfilled in our childhood. So maybe there was just no one available to acknowledge your achievements or the things that you were asking for input on and they just weren't available for you. So then you were always missing that. And in our developmental stages as children, we need that. That's what lets us know that we're okay, that we're developing well. And so when we don't have that, there's that gap, and that that satisfaction of am I okay never got fulfilled. And maybe it was just nothing was good enough, right? Maybe your parents were such overachievers or wanted to make sure that you excelled in life and that there wasn't anything that you did was ever good enough. So that's good, accept that, right? Like, well, that was okay, but what could you have done better? And it's amazing how our brain works that it never hears the, yeah, that's nice. All the brain hears is the but or the accept that. Isn't it true? I mean, even as adults, that's how our brain is still wired. Unless we have really done a lot of self conditioning and self awareness and building up our own strengths of understanding who we are and what we stand for, which was kind of what I was talking about last night. So, so when we have these gaps where we have this lack of self-trust, which can come from even what I was just saying, and this lack of confidence, and then this need of belonging, because we don't have a sense of belonging, then we're seeking this approval, which was often coming from that gap in our childhood. So um, the reason this came up today is because one of the coaches that I follow, um, she's I'll just say she must be in her 50s, because what she had posted was a couple of pictures of her with her like the false eyelashes on, and she was asking the group of, you know, all these women, it's all women in her group that follow her, you know, thousands of women, um do I look, oh, is this hot or not? And you know, basically saying, is it okay for me to wear false eyelashes over 50? Like, that was basically what she was saying. Um, and I kind of laughed about it because, you know, it's like, just be you, do whatever you want. Like, who cares? You know, like, why are we worried if people are judging whether my skirt's too short, or that's a bad color on me, or whether I should wear short fingernails or long fingernails, or red is too bright, and you know, like, should I wear a suit, or, you know, it's just a shirt and a tie okay? You know, like, I mean, there's a thing about being appropriate in the situation and what you should wear, but it's like we become so self, you know, consumed in what others think about us that it becomes a detriment to us and to the energy in the room, basically. So, you know, so not to beat that up, but, you know, other things that I hear people often say to me, either in coaching sessions or whatever, with, you know, with the, what do you think I should do? And I'm always full of opinions. I've got an answer for everything. But what I think you should do is trust yourself. What I think you should do is go and meditate and seek that answer and calm down enough to listen, because the answer is within you. You know, people will say, you know, what do you think I should do with this? How should I do that? Or, you know, this relationship that I'm in, you know, this thing is going on and I'm not really sure I like that. And, you know, the answers for all of these things are within us. So if it's not aligning with you, you're already thinking, feeling like it's not, it doesn't feel good, then guess what? It's not good. But and there might be a caveat to that as well, right? Because when we've been so conditioned to always checking in with others about our decisions and our okayness, then we really may not have a sense of that rightness for us. So that's a challenge too. And if that's where you think you're at, then I would encourage you to sign up for my Breakthrough to Wholeness program, because we will clear all the crap around that. So it's not even open right now. There's a waiting list. I'm kicking it off in September, and I don't even have the date, but it'll be early September, because I love to do the full month, and probably will start on somewhere around the new moon or something like that. So in any case, you can DM me or comment in the thread you want the sign up for, to get on the wait list for that. So to go back on topic here, when we over look for validation externally, then it takes away from our own power, right? It's very disempowering when we're looking outside of us for others to let us know that we're okay, right? So externally, what we're looking for when we are saying, hey, what do you think? Or is this okay? Or should I do this? Or whatever, you know, we're really just saying, am I okay? Am I worthy? will I be accepted? Am I good enough? Like, that's our internal dialogue or our unmet need, right? That's what we're trying to get satisfied. So having external validation, as I said, is certainly good, and it's okay, and we need that, right? Like, that's encouragement for us. That's what can be motivating for us, right? That's life affirming. So that is good. But what is better is your own internal validation. And when we put the opinions and the agreement and the approval and acceptance and validation and feelings from everyone else like that, we're relying on that, then not only do we diminish our value, but we lose our identity in that as well, and we become too attached to getting the next high five, to getting the next trophy, the next plaque on the wall, the next you look great, right? Well done, whatever those things are. And that is really very disempowering, and just creates more insecurity, and then it just spirals. So what to do? So the first thing is to trust your own inner wisdom, that own inner knowing. If you're questioning it, we often already know the answer, and sometimes we want to know that our thought process is on track, right? Or our decision is the right decision. But the risk with that is, what if they say something different than what you're hoping they say? And then it starts in oh, well, maybe I should doubt myself. Hey, should I start this new business? I have this great idea. What do you think? I mean, if I did that every time I had an idea, I'd never do anything, because somebody always poo-poos it if I ask 2 or 3 people, and then I'm like, whose opinion do I value the highest? Okay, I'm going to go with that one. And sometimes that's talking you out of it. So when we trust ourselves, listen to our own inner wisdoms, knowing that the answers are within us, then there's no need to second guess ourselves. Then we can get opinions and ask for second looks or whatever externally, but without the attachment or the need for that approval. And then there's this other thing that I saw someone else share called compassionate decision making. And that's what it is, right? Like, trusting yourself, and you're making the best decision that you can based on the information that you have, based on seeing, does this align with my values? Is this pushing me in the direction that I want? But if it all goes bad, it's okay. You're allowed to make mistakes, and having that compassionate decision making, knowing I'm going into this, trusting myself, and whatever the outcome is, I'll survive. So the second thing is write daily gratitude. So if you start your day, when we start our day with gratitudes, it's putting us in alignment with what we believe and what we stand for, and what we're appreciating in our life already. And then we're less influenced by other people's stuff as a result of that. And then the third thing is, see yourself as the parent to the child version of you. So what I mean by that is, when we're seeking this validation and asking others, what do you think? Or, maybe we behave in a certain way, or dress in a certain way, or even, buying things, right? So that we can show them off, so that we can then get people going, wow, you're awesome, or wow, that's special, and all of that. Whatever those things are, right? People do that all the time, where they're looking for this external stuff, worried about what people think of me, and so we turn into this people pleasing, or overachieving, or over consuming, so that we can showcase our lifestyle just to get feedback that we're okay. Um, so so when we realize that we're doing that in whatever area that is, and maybe that's just in your relationship with your partner, maybe that's just shows up, significantly in your workplace, um, wherever that's showing up, when you look inside and say, my which child in me, which part of my childhood is showing up here? And then the way that you're parenting that is because, yes, we need the love and the support and the kindness. That's that validation. That's what might have been missing, that we're seeking this validation. And so then we can go into self-criticism. So thinking about that inner child, and what is that inner child needing right now? And now you, as the parent, looking at that child self of you that's showing up in, I need this approval, then speaking to that child self, saying, what would you say to your younger self in this moment, right? Looking back at your younger self, you would probably comfort your younger self and encourage your younger self and tell your younger self that you can trust yourself, and that everything is within you, and that it's totally safe to be yourself, that you don't need the external approval from others. Something like that, right? And then the fourth thing is, ask yourself, and this kind of ties to that third one that I was just mentioning. Ask yourself, what do you need right now that is causing you to look outside for approval, permission, acceptance, whatever that is causing you to go, hey, what do you think? Or, hey, you want to see what I got? What, that kind of stuff. So what's missing in your life that maybe you need to work on, so that you're not craving that outreach and that input constantly from others to feel okay. To feel okay. If I had to finish it with anything, it would be seeking approval to feel okay. It's great to tell people, hey, guess what happened today? And they're like giving you kudos and celebrating with you. That's not what we're talking about here. That is life affirming. We all need friends that can share and celebrate with us. But the difference is, do you need that to feel and be okay? So if you need someone to validate you, that means that they can also invalidate you. And if you want someone to love you, love yourself, and you'll show them how. Because really, at the end of the day, this is all really just about love, right? When we're seeking validation, we need to feel love. Some part of us needs to feel loved. And so the more we love ourselves and show up for ourselves, the less we need that from someone else to fulfill that. All right. So if you need more support around validation and accepting your own inner validation, I would love to support you in that. You can reach out to me, message me, or comment in the thread, and I'll reach out to you. All right, that's it for tonight. See you tomorrow.